how to always take the right decision by living like your heroes. A client struggled with the question, how do I know when a decision is good or bad? Because his reflection, his insight is that until he gets the result of the decision, he never know whether the decision is actually good or bad. So he can never know whether something is the right decision ahead of time. He always has to wait until after the event to know whether what he did in the past was right or wrong. Which is very problematic for an entrepreneur because your entire business relies on you taking the right decisions. When I hit a roadblock in personal relationships that is related to intimacy and trust and the building of the relationship, I always go back to the same story. I always share with the other person the story from the Little Prince about the fox. I always go back to that story and always retell that story and share it, because by using this story it allows me to always do what the Little Prince would do. So by sharing the story and reading it myself, I go back into that mindset, which is, what would the Little Prince do now? If I were to do what he does, if I was who he is being, what would I do? What would I say? How would I behave? So my invitation to you is, whenever you are wondering what is the right decision, find one of your heroes and figure out what is it that he or she would do in that situation. And that may not be the smartest thing, it may not be the wisest thing, it may not be the kindest thing, but it will always be the right thing. It will always be the right thing because it is the thing that is true to you. It is true to your heroes, and your heroes are a representation of the most beautiful part of you. And every hero that you find will have a different right thing. So if I look at a problem from the perspective of the Little Prince, I will get a very different answer than if I look at a problem from the position of Steve Jobs, for example. What's important is to always take the right decision according to a set of beliefs. And your heroes are the people in your life who have the clearest sets of beliefs. And by following into their footsteps, you will create your own reality. You will create a reality in which what you did will always be the right thing. Even if in retrospect, you may look at some of your right decisions at the time as not being the right decision today. So what was right 10 years ago may not be right today. May not be right now that you know something else about the other person, now that you know something else about your environment. So making the right decision is not always about making the smartest or best decision, but making the decision that you will feel good about and that you will know was the right choice.